Well, g'day and welcome back to Drive Time. This is the first Drive Time for 2021, back from vacay, here to chat to you about some of the things that are going to be needed to be done to make 2021 a real business success for you and your team. You know, it's interesting. I've been chatting with a lot of people over the last few days since I got back, and this mindset that magically from December 31 to January 1st, the world was going to shift and everything was going to magically be better, was kind of like, where did that come from? We all know the reality that January 1st is just a day, and unless you change what you're doing, unless you change your mindset, unless you change your attitude, unless you change your knowledge base, in other words, unless you change, don't expect things to get any different. And it's really about, you know, the accumulation of all those changes that you make, and it's not massive changes in most cases. I know 2020 was, a lot of 2020 was about massive changes because you had to make massive changes. There was no opportunity to do anything other than that, you know, to stay afloat, to stay alive, or to run with the business booming fact. You just had to make those big shifts. Well, 2021 is going to be a little bit different to that, in my perspective. What I'm seeing around the world and what I'm seeing with, you know, some lockdowns here and there and changes and all that stuff. But anyway, let's address all that and go through those top few things as to what needs to happen. But thanks for typing in where you're at, those of you who are already doing that. Alan, good to see you there in the UK. For those of you new to Drive Time, we just type in where we're at so I know where we're going on the drive today. And yes, this is my wonderful Lamborghini Urus. Actually, I'm going to bring the truck out the next couple of days for Drive Time. The team is fitting the camera gear to the truck, so my big F450 will be out on the road for Drive Time as well. Anyway, how do we make 2021 a great year? Well, first and foremost, it's the same as any other year, okay? You got to come up with the plan. You got to come up with all of that stuff. If you don't have a plan and work the plan, then that doesn't make any sense. But before putting the plan together, you got to put your goals together. And before putting the goals together, you got to put your dreams together. So let's think about it. What would the very best 2021 result be for you? If you could dream up an amazing year, a phenomenal year, if you could dream up the best year ever, what would it look like by the end of 2021? Type in some of your thoughts on that sort of thing, whether it's a volume of sales, whether it's a number of offices open, whether it's what is the result that you want 2021 to have? What is the dream result? What would be the most amazing result that you could think of? And don't think small. Go big on this one. Go massive on this one. What would be the most amazing result that you could have for 2021? For business, for personal life, wherever it is that you're thinking right now. But get yourself thinking about what would the most amazing year end up. Now, I will be a little blunt here. Most of us overestimate what can be achieved in 1 year, but underestimate what can be achieved in 10. So I get it. Dream year, phenomenal year. So then we got to work backwards and say, okay, from that dream, we got to create some goals. So what would the goals be at the end of the first quarter, end of the second quarter, end of the third quarter? What would the goals need to be in order to do that? And then from there comes the biggest lesson of all. What do you got to learn to go from there to there? What have you got to study? What are you got to become good at? What does your team got to study? What do they got to become good at? What skills, what beliefs, what do you need to learn in order to make 2021 a phenomenal year? And that's where the whole learning thing, I see too many people create goals without creating a learning list. And, jump on all of my 30X programs, read all my books, jump on my Entrepreneur's Masterclass, whatever it is you need to do. Get the knowledge base that you need in order to achieve your goals. Don't expect your goals to become a reality if you don't grow. You got to grow into those goals, and 2021 is exactly that. Now, if you've already been growing, because 2020 was a good year for growth because there was a lot of time to read and a lot of time to study and a lot of time to do that work. If you're already doing that stuff, phenomenal, then be ready for it. Hey, good to see we're in Fiji today. Fantastic. Actually, I was supposed to be in Fiji over the Christmas break, but unfortunately I'm not allowed in at this point, so we went to Jamaica instead. It's a Lamborghini Urus. That's what it is. It's the dad Lamborghini. That's basically what I call it. It's a dad Lamborghini because you know, when you got 5 kids, you need a car where you can hoof a bunch of stuff and a bunch of kids around. So the 2-seater had to go. Now we got the 5-seat Lambo. Anyway, it's what you do when you got 5 kids. You do that thing. So let's get back to 2021. What is it that you're going to achieve? What's the massive goal? What's the dream goal, the dream reality? Write it down, though. Don't just think it in your head. Actually put pen to paper or type it in here. Even more powerful is type it in front of a group and commit to it in front of a group. That, to me, is important for you to understand. By the way, if you're on the Clubhouse app, look me up. Those of you who've joined Clubhouse, look me up. We're doing 3 chats on there. And also, if you haven't joined on Facebook in our Billionaire in Training group where we talk about wealth and business and success, please jump on that, our Billionaire in Training group here on Facebook and the Clubhouse app for those of you on other areas. Come join me on any of those. Now, let's get back to it. Your goal for 2021 should be massive. You should be setting this massive goal. Then break it down into smaller goals. Break it down into the learning of what you need to learn. Now, too often people will start the plan. Plan the learning first, then you can write the actual plan. If you can plan the learning you need to do, then the rest of it makes sense. Then the rest of it comes easy. So it really is that whole aspect of, are you willing to do the learning work? Because the learning work is the hardest work of success. There's no 2 ways about it. If you're not willing to learn, don't complain about not earning. You know, it's that old saying of don't complain about the results you didn't get for the work you didn't do. It's not more complex than that. But ultimately, if you want 2021 to be a phenomenal year, you got to, A, think massive. You have to think massive. You have to expect to do massive. People kept complaining about 2020. Oh, it's an awful year. 2020 sucks. Well, listen, if that's your attitude, that's exactly what you're going to create. You know, the old saying again, your altitude is determined by your attitude. I forget who said that. I think it was Zig Ziglar. But you've got to keep learning and keep growing if you want to make that a reality. So think massive, learn massive, and then act massive. Take massive action, not small action, not a little bit of action, not a little bit of stuff, but do massive. Do 4 or 5 times what you used to do. Expect 4 or 5 times what you used to do. Go big, employ more people, get more results. You know, it's too easy in this world to believe the people that tell you this is going to be an awful year. It's too easy to believe the people that tell you, oh, it's going to be tough this year. No, this will be as tough as you want to make it. This will be as easy as you want it to be. It's up to you to call it how you want to see it. If you want to see a great year, you'll create a great year. You don't want to see a great year, you won't see a great year. So make certain that you're thinking massive, you're thinking about the right stuff, and you're focused. And that brings me to the last point of today's lesson. Get around the right people. Get around the right groups. Get into the right groups. And I know we have to do that more virtually today, but that makes it even easier to be around the right people. You know, as I mentioned, the Billionaire in Training group I do on Facebook, or the Clubhouse app, if you want to join me on Clubhouse for our chats on there. You know, if you want to follow me on any others, Instagram, where obviously you guys on Insta know that I do a lot more personal stuff on Insta. You know, whatever it is that you're looking at, you need to go massive, go big, and get around people who are also going massive and going big. Don't hang out with the people that are bitching and moaning. Don't hang out with the people that tell you, oh, 2020 sucked, 2021's going to be even worse. Go away, for goodness sake. Get out of my face. I don't want to hear it. 2021's going to be a phenomenal year for me and my team. Why? Because that's what we expect. We expect it to be a phenomenal year. We want it to be a phenomenal year. We're going to work our butts off to make sure it is a phenomenal year. Well, actually, I'm not, but my team is going to work their butt off to make sure it's a phenomenal year. I'm going to make sure that I keep thinking right, keep doing right, keep fit, keep healthy. That reminds me, I'm off to go and see my skin doctor, get your skin check. If you haven't had skin cancer checkup, this is a reminder, go get your skin cancer checkup. Anyway, take care. Share this message with a bunch of people. Share it with all your friends. Share it with your family. Get them going massive for 2021. Get them thinking and learning massive for 2021. And at the end of this year, let's come back together on December 31 this year saying, wow, what a great year 2021 was. And why was it great? Because I set my attitude for it to be great. Why was it great? Because I took the actions, I did the learning to make it a great year for me, my friends, my family, my team, my business. Take care. Look forward to chatting to you again soon. Welcome back to Drive Time. Welcome back to Vegas. And we'll come to you from Drive Time from the big F450 in the next few days. Take care. Bye now.